Have leftover French fries? Don't throw them out. Use them to make a versatile, easy breakfast with a few eggs and whatever else is at hand. I'm Scot McDonald with Pacific Northwest Suburban Homesteading. Today, Scott, the homestead spouse, will demonstrate his kitchen sink egg bake.
So this morning I am going to be making a breakfast bake that I make for my wife. We make this by using potatoes, eggs, ham, and some cheese, some onion. One of the cool things about this is it gives us a really good way of using French fries that have not been consumed. We'll go out to dinner, she'll get some French fries, bring them home, we'll put them in a bag in the freezer, and we'll just keep collecting them until we've got enough French fries to do critical mass on this. The basic need for this is just some form of potato product. As you can see here, I have frozen French fries from restaurants. I've also got a couple of different kinds of tater tots from the store. Any frozen or even unfrozen potato products will do the job very nicely. Use what you have, use what you like. The basics are as follows. First step, chop up an onion. I always like to look for these little peels on these onions because they're not compostable. We compost pretty much everything else. So I'll take the peel off of this, then I'll strip this down and chop it up. I only need half an onion for this recipe, but I'm going to go ahead and cut up the other half of this onion and stick it in the fridge for the next recipe I do later this week. Now that I got the onion cut up, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my French fries just a little bit. There's a couple things you can do when you're doing this. If you got time to let them thaw a little bit before you start working on them, that's great. If you have a decent knife, you can also just chop them up. You may need to stick these in the microwave for a couple seconds to make them a little bit easier to cut. I'm just going to take some of them, put them on a cutting board, and give them a chop. I'm not trying to make even sizes here, I'm just trying to make it easier for when you take a bite of this egg bake, you don't end up with an entire French fry on your fork. Obviously, if you're using tater tots, you don't have to do this part. I have done this with plain French fries, seasoned French fries. I don't think I've ever done it with curly fries, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. Pretty much any potato you have left over from a restaurant will work for this recipe. One of the really cool things about this recipe is this is a kitchen sink recipe. If you've got some leftover or extra peppers, you want to throw peppers into it, throw some peppers into it. Want to throw some extra vegetables into it? Throw some extra vegetables in it. Today I'm making it with ham and cheddar cheese. Then you could make it with bacon and Swiss. You could do pretty much any combinations that you like. This particular combination is one of Martin's favorites, which is why I make it. There we go. Okay. So as you can see from just what I've got cut up here, we have French fries from a bunch of different places that we've been collecting. This is probably going to be enough, but I also have a little bit of these potato crowns left. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them into the bottom of the dish as well because I need to use them up, and this is a good opportunity to do so. Speaking of dishes, we're gonna need to take this and put it in a baking dish, which I'm gonna do a little bit of oil spray on, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. So I have a little spritzer here with some olive oil in it. You can use pretty much any lubricant you want to, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of greasing on the pan. You can use butter, you can use canola oil, pretty much anything you want to. This is just really easy, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Just a little bit of oil on the pan to make it a little easier to get the mixture out later on when we're done with it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put my potatoes in the bottom of that. There we go. And I'm going to spread those around a little bit to make a nice even layer. One of the really cool things about this recipe is you can change how much potato you want based on your personal preferences or what you've got available. And voila. Now I'm going to take my onion and I'm just going to spread my onion across the top of this, put a nice layer of oniony goodness on the top. This stuff is completely optional. As a matter of fact, I frequently do this by adding minced onion into the egg mixture, which I'm gonna make here in just a minute, as an option instead of using fresh cut onion. Depends on how much time I have. The fresh onion's got a nice flavor to it and it makes it taste really great, but the minced onion works quickly and is easy to do. So if I'm running short on time and I just wanna throw this together real quick, I'll use minced onion instead of fresh onion. And now this is going to go in the oven to cook off for a little bit. This is the part of cooking that is more art than science. Depending on what you've got in there for potatoes and how much moisture is in your onions, it's gonna take 15 minutes to 25 minutes. Come back, check them every once in a while. Once you start to see the onions start to curl up and brown a little bit on the outside, you've got your onions are good and done enough. And then you pull it out of the oven, let it rest, and then start the next step. For frequent viewers of the channel, you will have already realized that I like to mix cheddar cheeses when I'm working with them. I have a chunk of just good old-fashioned medium cheddar, and I've got a chunk of a sharp cheddar as well. I'm gonna grate up both of these and have some ready to go on the egg bake when it's ready to put back in the oven. Chef's tax. There you go. Slightly larger chef tax because this is the sharp chip cheese, which I like better. That's what it ends up about as. That was about 1.5 inches to 2 inches off of a block of each of the sharp cheddar and the medium cheddar. Looking at about 6 to 7 cups of shredded cheese. You could use the prepackaged shredded cheese. It won't taste quite as good because they put a cellulose powder on there to keep it from clumping up. I like using fresh shredded, but this is one of those recipes that if you need to use the pre-grated, use the pre-grated. I've done it before, it turns out just fine. I ain't even done this with sliced cheeses. If I just don't have time to grate the cheese, because grating cheese takes a while, break out some sliced cheeses and lay them across the top. I'll tell you about that as I assemble this. We're gonna check this real quick. All right, so as I am looking at this, I can see that the onions are starting to curl up and we're starting to get some browning on the outside of the onions. So this is getting pretty close. It also smells really good. because roasting of onions smell awesome. I think it's probably about right. Yep, that looks about what I want. So what I'm looking for here is just some browning across the top of the onions a little bit, and then some toasting of the potato products. So now the important part is to let this sit and cool down to room temperature so we don't pre-cook the eggs before we bake them. You can't have an egg baked without the eggs. In this case, we're going to use a dozen eggs. And I have a dozen eggs right here. Minus the shells, of course. I've got my dozen eggs in there. I'm going to give them a little bit of whisk up with a fork. Okay, to this I am going to add just a splash, a little bit less than a tablespoon of cream. And then I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic powder. Use just a little bit of salt. Since I'm making this particular egg bake with some ham, I don't want too much salt in my eggs, but just a little bit of salt. About a half teaspoon. And some fresh cracked pepper. There we go. And that's our egg mixture. Okay, I said we were going to wait for this to actually get to room temperature, but I'm impatient and it's now cool enough that I can actually grab and hold onto the pan without burning myself. The reason we wanted to wait is I don't want to cook the eggs as soon as I pour them in to the pan. I want to actually do that in the oven. So at this point, I am going to gently pour my eggs over my potato onion combination. Get that all spread out nice and neat. Then I'm going to kind of gently rock the eggs a little bit to get them nice and even. Now it's time for ham. Alright, so this is just diced ham. For this, you could use ham off the bone. You could chop that up and use that. I like using this because it's quick and easy. One thing about this, sometimes you need to drain a little bit of moisture off this, which is what I'm going to do right now. Now I'm just going to spread this out evenly across my egg bake. So that pretty much every bite that you take is going to have some egg, and it's going to have some cheese and some onion and potato and ham. Cool. There we go. Now we add our cheese. This looks like a lot of cheese on this because it is. We like cheese. Now I mentioned earlier that you could use sliced cheese to do this. Just grab yourself a package of cheese and lay the slices out across the top of it. overlap them so you don't end up with too many gaps, because this is going to go in the oven for long enough that the cheese is going to become liquid and melt. And cook up the eggs, of course. So now we've got our egg bake assembled. The whole thing is going to go into the oven. And again, this is where the art is going to come in instead of science. We're going to bake this until we can stick a knife in it, and the knife comes out without bringing a whole bunch of egg with it. So into the oven, 375. Okay, let's check this out. Ooh, look at that brown cheese across the top. That's looking really good. And let's see how it's coming. Dab it about in the middle. Huh. You know, it's getting pretty close to done. A few more minutes and we'll be ready to pull it out. Oh yeah, that looks like it's just done. And there you have it, one egg bake. Slice this up into equal sized portions. I usually get 8 to 12 portions out of this. Put them in little containers, and you got food that you can freeze and eat right out of the fridge.
There you have it, a simple egg bake. Add vegetables, change out the protein. Use any kind of potato that you have available. Try your hand at making this recipe all your own. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, be curious, keep an open mind, and never stop learning.